My mom used to tell me one thing every time I was hungry, broke, or desperate. Go complain to your father. So one day, I did. And it cost her everything. I grew up learning one rule: don't need anything, don't ask for anything, don't expect anything. Because in my house, needing something wasn't normal, it was a problem. And somehow, it was always my fault. I was 6 when my parents divorced. Too young to understand what was really happening, but old enough to understand blame. My mom blamed everything on my dad. If there was no food, it was his fault. If we needed clothes, his fault. If we cried, we were told to cry to him instead. At first, I believed her. Kids believe what they're told. Especially when it's repeated over and over again. By the time I was 8, I wasn't really a kid anymore. I was more like a second parent, except I didn't have any authority, just responsibility. I'd come home from school, drop my bag, and start cleaning. Dishes, laundry, cooking, making sure everything looked right, so she wouldn't explode. My sister and I basically raised ourselves. We learned how to stay quiet. How to avoid triggering her mood swings. And when things did go wrong, we learned how to take it. The yelling, the insults, the constant reminder that we were worthless. Eventually, you stop arguing. You stop hoping. You just survive. Things got even worse during my senior year of high school. My grandma passed away and left my mom about $75,000. For a moment, I thought maybe things would finally get better. Maybe we'd have stability. Maybe we'd feel safe. That money was gone before the summer ended. Completely gone. Instead of using it to support us, she spent it on partying, drinking, and living like she didn't have responsibilities, like she didn't have kids. And when the money ran out, the excuses started. I need a break. Stop pressuring me. I can't work right now. Meanwhile, I was juggling school, a part-time job, and taking care of her. Yes, her. An adult who refused to act like one. And whenever the electricity got cut or the fridge was empty, she'd look at me and say, "You have a job. Why don't you pay it?" Imagine being a teenager and being blamed for not financially supporting your own parent. But I pushed through, because I had one goal: get out. I got into a decent state university. Not my dream school, but it was affordable. Or at least, as affordable as it could be without any help. My first year was a struggle. Grants, loans, working whenever I could. But I made it work. Then my second year almost didn't happen. Because my W-2 forms were destroyed. Not lost. Not delayed. Destroyed. My mom had shredded them and thrown them in the trash. When I confronted her, she lied straight to my face and said her friend had them. My sister made one phone call and exposed the lie immediately. That moment changed something in me. It wasn't just neglect anymore. It was sabotage. I had to request duplicates, more than once. Everything got delayed. I lost part of my financial aid because of it. And still, whenever I struggled, whenever I complained, she'd repeat the same line. Go complain to your father. By the summer before my third year, I was completely burned out. I was working full-time, saving every dollar I could, trying to keep myself afloat. Meanwhile, she still refused to help with anything. No food, no support, nothing. But she had plenty to say about me. She told people I was lazy. That I should drop out. That I was wasting her money, even though I wasn't getting any. By the end of the summer, I had saved $1,000. It felt like everything. Until move-in day. When I was told I needed to pay $10,000 up front or I couldn't move into the dorm. I remember standing there, feeling like the ground had just disappeared under me. Everything I worked for, gone in a moment. And that's when I did it. I called my dad. Within 24 hours, everything changed. He showed up with coffee and a donut like it was just a normal day, but I could tell he was serious. Focused. For the first time in a long time, I felt like someone actually had my back. He went with me from office to office, sorted everything out, co-signed a loan, and covered the rest himself. Just like that, the crisis was over. But then he told me something that hit even harder than everything else. My mom had never paid for my sister's college. Not even a little. All those years she claimed she couldn't help me because she was paying for my sister. A lie. And the child support my dad had been sending? About $2,000 a month, still being paid, even though I wasn't living at home and she wasn't helping me at all. I just sat there, trying to process it. All those years of guilt. All those times I felt like a burden. All those moments I went without. And she was getting paid the whole time. Then my dad asked me if I'd be okay with him proving it. I said yes. A month later, my mom called me, furious. There was going to be a court hearing. My dad had gathered all the evidence. Proof that she wasn't supporting us. Proof that the money wasn't going where it was supposed to. And suddenly, her paycheck was in danger. She called me selfish. Ungrateful. Said I was ruining her life. I stayed calm and just said, "You told me to complain to Dad." She didn't know what to say. Then came the guilt trips. The desperation. She claimed the utilities were shut off and said if I wanted to come home for winter break, I needed to help her out. But for the first time in my life, I had another option. I told her I'd stay with my dad instead. And just like that, her control over me was gone. Funny thing, the utilities magically turned back on after that. When the court date came, everything fell apart for her. The judge saw the evidence. The lies didn't hold up. She lost the child support. She lost the financial help for the house. The house itself was ordered to be sold. My dad officially took over paying for my college, and it turned out it was actually cheaper for him to do that than to keep sending her money every month. But the real moment, the one that stuck with me, wasn't in the courtroom. It was realizing that the one sentence she used my entire life to dismiss me, to silence me, to make me feel powerless, was the same sentence that took everything away from her. Go complain to your father. So I did. And she lost the money, the house, and the control she had over me. For the first time in my life, I wasn't the powerless one anymore. And honestly, I don't regret it. Because sometimes, revenge isn't about hurting someone. It's about finally standing up for yourself, and refusing to be controlled ever again.